these coaches, these workshops, and these workshops and seminars I've been doing. Now that I'm back watching the videos of the workshops, I'm learning something. You know? Yeah, I'm just learning. I just get in it and learn and learn and learn. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. The only thing I will tell you this, the only thing I strive to be, the only thing I've ever strived to do was please God. That's it. There's only two things that I am passionate about. No, I'm passionate about a lot of stuff, but it's two things: mental health and God. God and mental health. Like when it comes to those two things right there, God and mental health, boy. Well, if you sign my adoption papers, shut up. Girl, you funny. Those are the two things I have the most passion about is God and mental health. I get excited about the two. So, yeah. Baby, when I see you, baby, yeah. Thank you. So, how can you not be good being submissive to the Father? I don't know, Dale. Good night. I don't focus on stuff like that. I don't label me. I don't go by identity. I don't label me. I'm in the process. I just focus on the process. I've always wondered. That's the only thing I've ever wondered was, God, am I pleasing you? That's it. That's all I ever gave a fuck about. And once I finally realized that God was approving a lot of things that was going on, shit, and God was telling me it was okay to me to make certain decisions, shit, you have to worry about me again. I started handling my own business. You understand? Once God started approving certain things, and I'm gonna tell you the day that I was freed, and I'm finna get up out of here. Let me tell you the day that I was freed is when I realized I didn't have to suffer all those times the way that I did. When I realized I didn't have to suffer. I didn't have to. When I realized I didn't have to put up with certain things. When I realized I didn't have to have patience with certain things. I didn't have to deal with none of it. When I finally realized that, shit, man, 95% of my pain went away just like that. This is the truth. That's why I'm telling you, 95% of my pain went away just like that when I realized I don't have to put up with certain stuff. I just don't have to. When I realized I don't have to put up with nothing I don't want to, is when I felt the peace. You dig? When I realized that God did not send me here to suffer, when I realized that God showed me, I never told you had to put up with that. And it was like the expectations that you have for that ain't treating you the way that it should. Who told you had to tolerate that? I ain't tell you had to tolerate that. And once I realized that I didn't have to put up, shit, 95% of my stuff went away. I promise you. So those were the most freeing day. That was the most freeing time of me when I realized I didn't got to put up with this if I don't want to. And I made a decision. I ain't been through that since. That would be the day that I ain't fell out with a person, beefing with, going back and forth with. I ain't got to put up with it. I ain't got to explain nothing to no one. Who gonna make me explain something to them? Who? Like, it's that type of stuff. Like, when I realized I don't have to do these things, that's when peace kicked in. When I realized a motherfucker questioning me, I can say, you don't question me. Who you talking to? I get to say that. I get to not even talk to you if I don't want to. When I realize that, I don't care who you are. Man, please. And then here's the biggest freedom is when you realize the people that you holding on to that's making you suffer should make you stop and say, hold on. You shouldn't even be treating me like this in the first place. Why am I feeling this emotion towards you? Why am I in conflict within myself because I want to kick it with you? But you supposed to be the people. So why am I honoring you to the highest level, but I'm suffering on the lowest level, holding on to you? Hell no. If the expectations that I have for you and my emotions ain't matching the expectation, then what do I have here? Why do you have the highest meaning but giving me the lowest relationship, the lowest outcome of life, the lowest feelings. Hell no. Wait a minute. When I realized that, shit. And then what followed that was, this is where I wanted at. Here. I don't deal with fluctuating energy. You don't got to do that with me. One thing about me, I'm consistent across the board. If I was silly Monday, I'm silly Tuesday, I'm silly Wednesday, I'm silly Thursday. Do I have my moments where I get a certain type of way? Yes, but I don't bother you during those moments. I stay out the way. So no, once I said I can set the tone of what I'm going to deal with, and I realized that, and it took me a long time. I ain't gonna lie. After that, it took me a long time because you got so much. It's a program. You've been programmed to tolerate bullshit, and you think that that's what comes with family. You think that's what comes with relationships. You think that's what comes with friendships. No, they don't. None of that stuff comes with that. Those lows and highs that you going through in relationships, them shits ain't gotta look like that. The beef you have with family, it ain't gotta look like that. It ain't supposed to look like that. It ain't gotta look like that. Somebody ain't being honest with themselves. You understand what I'm saying? These highs and these lows and these falling out. Who you falling out with? Who is it that's trying to control you? Because we're controlling by nature. So motherfuckers are controlling. So when you're going to fall out with people that can't control you, you're going to fall out with them. And the fact that you want to control me lets me further know you can't be around me anyway. Because who you falling out with in your 30s, 40s, and 50s? Who? Who is it that needs you to be a certain type of way so they can be who they are? Who is this? Who is this individual? Who are you going back and forth with, and y'all both are adults? What do you got going on that we need to be disagreeing with each other? What? That means either you in my business or I'm in your business. One of the two is happening here. I'm either in your business or you're in my business. Because other than that, why are we going back and forth again? That's the... Make that make sense to me. Why are you in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, falling out with anybody? Why? About what? Who is this that wants their way that much so they need you to be a certain type of way so they can function their way? Who is this? And then got an attitude because you won't go with it. What is this? What is this? No. When you start looking at life from that perspective, you'll become free. When you start looking at life from that manner, from that perspective. But the only thing that can really free you is suffer all consequences behind it. If choosing me come with a consequence, then that's the consequence I'm willing to suffer. Because choosing you comes with an involuntary consequence that I ain't gonna want nothing to do with. I'd rather, if I'm gonna cry for choosing you and cry for choosing me, then I'd rather cry for choosing me than crying for choosing you. If I got a choice between suffering with me or suffering with you, you get to control what my suffering is going to look like. I get to control what my suffering is going to look like. Hell no. The same pain that I feel by myself is the same one I feel in a relationship. I take the one by myself. At least I'm the one. At least I know it's certain things that I'm not going to do to me. There's certain things that certain ways I'm not going to treat me. There's certain things I'm not going to tolerate with me. Because I made a decision to protect me. But if I choose you, that means I'm submissive and vulnerable to whatever you treatment you want to give me. Hell no. Not doing it. Not gonna be able to do it. Can you do it? I'm not gonna be able to do it. Can you do it? I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm just being honest. Like, no, let's really look at that for a second. Like, no, hell no. No. So it's just certain things you got to be willing to go, hey, fuck it. I'm standing on my square. I'm not doing that. We not going there. I don't want to eat that. No, you ain't going here. No, I'm not going there. Oh, well. No, I said no, and I'm not going to say no twice. I'm not. Oh, well. If I find myself having to say the same thing to you, the only thing that's left is for me to remove myself. Because you now I'm tapping it. Now I need to accept that this is the way you are. Well, I don't accept that version of you. So let me go and leave you alone. Because I don't like that. I don't like the way that you are. I don't like that. I don't like that you like that. So I'm good. Because I don't want to put you through that. Because you're going to be in your feelings how I'm always complaining about you. So nah, I'll pass. It ain't your fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It ain't your fault. It ain't my fault. It ain't your fault. It's my fault. So let me go and leave you alone because you don't deserve how I'm gonna always never be satisfied with you. So no, we good. And once people start allowing this to click in their head, then that'd be good. I'm trying to tell you, man. So that's the only thing I'm really trying to give y'all. Certain relationships shouldn't be hurting like that. Family shouldn't be treating you like that. Certain situations you going through, you shouldn't be going through. And I'm going to tell you that. But you'll convince yourself, nah, we all go through it. No, hell we don't. No, hell we don't. If I got more peace by myself, I'm going to be with myself. Fuck that. If the interaction with you ain't going to make me feel, it's going to be worse than how it is with me by myself. No, I'm good. Because the purpose, when I get with you, it should be a blissful thing. Oh, it's two of these? Oh my God. So if I feel amazing with me and you feel amazing with you, when we two get together, we should be creating amazing things. That's what it should look like. It should be blissful. Yes, are we human? Sure. Am I always happy with me? Yeah, for the most part. You see what I'm saying? So, no, when I interact with you, it should be beautiful. It should be harmonious. It should be beautiful. It should be in harmony. We should be able to flow. Should be no fallouts and all this and all that. Now, again, I'm a human being. So the trick is, and I gotta respect the fact that I'm supposed to teach all of this. So let me get you to understand the trick. The trick is whatever happens with you by yourself is what's going to happen in your relationship. That's how you gauge your connections. I'm going to say it again. That's how you gauge your connections based off what life is by yourself. So if you have ups and downs by yourself, then you got to expect ups and downs in relationships. If you're in pure peace by yourself, then being in pure peace should be your system with anybody else. If it's a natural occurrence for me in all my life to be at peace, and then every so often I go through this little turmoil while I'm aggravated and I'm frustrated and I'm talking shit and I'm mad at God and I'm trying to process me and all this and I got to learn me and all this, then there's going to be times where that's what our relationship is going to look like. It's going to be pretty much dope for the most part, but at the end of the day, there's going to be times where we feel like giving up, but we're not. That's what really, okay, cool. But that's how it is with me. So that's why it's going to be with you. And I accept that. And that's fine. But I also said I have good years. I have more peaceful days than I have bad ones. So it's everything mimics how you are with you. That's the key to the universe. How you are with you is what your everything is going to look like, because everything is you. So however I treat myself, that's how I'm going to be treated. Can it be? Yeah, that's what my seminars be for. That's why I be hosting workshops and all this and all that. Yes. That's why I'm a whole coach. Yes. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something you just, okay, I'm going to tell you on a live. No, that shit comes with extensive work. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something you fix on a live. That's what you come to workshops for. That's what you come do book sessions for. And all that's what all that is for. That's the way those things go. That's the way it's supposed to be. But no, however I am with me is how I'm going to be with you. And if it's, and if I don't know how to love me, then I got to be okay with you not loving me properly neither. And I got to take that on the chin if that's what I want to do. If I can't take care of me the right way, then I got to be okay with you not taking care of me the right way. Be okay with being vulnerable to you, submissive to you, and letting you have your way. Because if you're able to put me in a better position, then I'm able to put myself in, then you got that one, champ. And I got to ride your wave until I figure this out. Or I need to study from you. You understand what I'm saying? I need to study from you. That's the. You see, this is where we are with it. So if I can't handle my own business, but you know how to handle my business, then that means that in the damn day, hey, you may treat me a certain type of way. But I got to respect the fact that I put myself in that position. I should learn how you did that. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, no, we got to be honest with ourselves. Like, But I'm telling you, that is the hardest. I take it for granted. I took it for granted how hard it is because I'm on the other side of it. I took it for granted because I'm on the other side of it. But no, that is very difficult to do. You have a lot of anger and a lot of unhealed trauma and a lot of lack of value. What's up, Tiffany? And nobody validated you and took responsibility for how they treated you and how they put you in certain positions. But that's a lot. That's a lot. That's not easy to do. And I have to, and to me, it's so easy now, but I have to respect what it was like before. And before, that was my old world. This is my new world with God. So in my old world, oh my God, that was horrible. Guys, that shit was so hard. Boy, it's hard to get self-love when you think you're right. When you have emotions that can justify your actions, justify your beliefs, justify your thinking patterns, justify the way you act. And you can stand up. People always treated me like, and then you have to justify that because now life is asking for you to give up one more time and be vulnerable and take accountability and nobody come clean that up. That is hard to do. The money coaching, the two of you, I've never heard of them. That is hard as hell to do. That is extremely tough to do. You know what I'm saying? That's extremely tough to do. Self-love is extremely tough. So guess what people do? They go get in relationships. That's why 99% of these people are in relationships, because self-love is hard to do. So they say, fuck it, let me go get in a relationship. That's why they get in these relationships, because self-love is tough. And again, I took it for granted because I'm in a better position of how to do this. I'm the coach. God taught me how to do this. But then I took it for granted and I said, you're talking to them. It's easy for you. It's not easy for them. And you think just because you coaching them that they should learn it and change. No, it wasn't. It took you a while to get it. And then imagine the position that you in. They may not never get it. So you got to make sure you understand that shit ain't easy for them. So I have to respect that, that's what y'all go through. Self-love is not easy. Being in isolation and going against all your thoughts, all those voices, because you be talking to yourself and going through the way that you feel, going through all the anger, going through the betrayal. And every time you in your head, you see betrayal and all of this. Nah, man, that shit. That's hard. That's hard to have accountability when your mind is just playing tricks on you and telling you everything people has ever done to you and your family treating you a certain type of way and you falling out with family and they treating you this way. But you have to, and you don't know what accountability is because you think accountability is about right or wrong. So you're not going to take accountability because you think it means that they are right and you are wrong. So now you're really prolonging your transformation because you think that, no, I'm justified for the way that I'm acting. It's hard. It's very hard. It's very difficult. You understand? Everybody can't follow God's voice like that. Everybody can't tell when God is talking to them. So some people suffer. So no, I think what's happening with me when it comes to y'all now is I was so busy leading the brigade. I was so busy leading the brigade and taking y'all somewhere that I just not turned around and realized, no, they still right there. They still, no. Go meet them where they are. Again, I thought I was until I just realized, like, no, you walk too far up. You're ahead of the crowd. Turn around and go back. So then I have to, now I hear the hearts of the people saying, now what's this self-love again? And I'm like, I've been saying this shit every day. And it's like, you didn't get it the first time either. Or the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time. You didn't get it neither. So it's like, that's why my seminar Saturday was basic, but it was the best seminar I've ever done to me, because I was able to translate the basics. And I was like, oh snap, this did go through. So when I went back and played back, I said, I get it. So no, because normally it's like this and I'm over the heads of it, but I'm like, no, the basics. The basics. It's basic to you, but it's everything to them, because it ain't registered, because they still scared. So yeah, that's why I'm back with that's why I'm coming back to certain conversations, certain things. But no, man, yes, I had to remember that self-love is difficult for y'all. Like, shit is difficult. Shit is difficult. It's very difficult. I'm going here to tell y'all that shit is hard. Because to me, it's like, no, man, you just got to learn to love yourself and other. No, let's go back. I appreciate you stuff. Right. So I got to go back and realize the struggle that you have with self-love is you're equating it with rejection. You're trying to love yourself from rejection. You suffer from rejection. I tell y'all this all the time, so I'm going to keep saying it. The reason why self-love is so hard and those stories that you're playing in your head is because of rejection. This is who you are by default. Now, I say that 1,000 times, but it's about to start registering now. It's rejection. This is why you have a hard time with self-love. It's rejection. It's rejection. You suffer from rejection. Rejection. The stories you tell are rejection. The thoughts you think are rejection. When you talk about the way people treated you, the word you're looking for is rejection. 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 When you start to process that your idea of love is rejection, because you fall in love when what? You are rejected. That's when you fall in love, when you are rejected. That's when you want to be with somebody when they don't want to be with you. That's the way the system is set up in life, period. When somebody's not paying you some attention is when you pay them some attention. Rejection. That's that's the beef. That's the word. That's the word. That's why self-love is so difficult, because you suffer from rejection. Everything about you is the process of rejection. Rejection. You and your family don't get along, not because they are trifling, it's because they have rejected you. They have rejected you. And that's why you're so angry. You're rejected. That's why you feel like you have a bitterness with your growth, because you had no choice but to grow without what you wanted. You had to go without what you want. You choosing you actually was your last choice. And this is the bar, and this is the reality. Choosing you was your last choice. Choosing them was your first and only choice. Choosing you was your last choice. And that's why you're going through what you're going through. Because you didn't want to choose you. You wanted to choose that. So choosing you was your last result. Because you suffer from rejection. But people will tell you, no, I always chose me. That's a damn lie. Because a person that chose them don't have to blurt that out. They'll let that one go over their head. Choosing you was your last result. Being with you was the thing that you didn't want to do. Because what did I say in that seminar? Being with you was a consequence. Choosing you was a consequence, remember? When you was getting sent to the room, what was that? A consequence. And the TV was taken from you and everything was taken from you. Why? Because they put you in isolation as a consequence. And that's when the imagination started, out of anger. That's when you start talking to yourself and doing all of those things. That's why isolation is a problem for most. And they just talking. When they say, no, I like being by myself. No, you have no choice, because you had to learn to get to know you. Wasn't nobody else there. Solitary confinement in prison, locking you up by yourself, putting you in the hole, putting you by yourself. Everything that relates to punishment is you being alone. When somebody wants to punish you, what do? They leave you. So isolation is equated to what? Punishment. Being alone is equated to what? Punishment. So every time you see yourself by yourself, you think of all the things that you wish you had, because in your mind, it's punishment. Look at all the things that's attached to consequences. You go to school, silent lunch. What you have to do? Sit at the table by yourself. You have to sit beside the teacher in isolation for what? Punishment. So isolation was all about punishment. That's why everybody is struggling with isolation, because it's related to punishment. Punishment. Right? So it's hard for you to have self-love when it's about punishment while you're by yourself. What's up, Quita? That's your struggle right there. Right there. You see what I'm saying? So if isolation was punishment, then imagine the times when you actually had some things to say and you wasn't allowed to say it, but you had to take the punishment. So guess what? The identity didn't exist either. So if the identity didn't exist, that means you was never able to justify your case and never tell your side of the story. Nowhere. So now you put me in punishment and I ain't got no side of the story. What's that's going to turn me into? An angry monster. And say, watch, I can't wait to get away from everybody. What? I can't, what? So that's why it leads to bitterness in isolation. Because once again, I feel like you don't know me. So I'm going to put the versions of me that's going to get punished out there. And once again, this is not who I am, but this is who you calling me to be. Because you're not accepting the real me. Punishment. Rejection seems like a form of punishment. Isolation, being by yourself, was given to you as a form of punishment. If the whole crew is together and you was the one getting in trouble, they moved you out the way and took you away as a form of punishment. You get what I'm saying? That's why everybody's having problems. That's why those people are having problems with isolation, because it equates to punishment. So the only thing you can do without me giving you too much is sign up for that workshop on New Year's Day. I got a workshop for New Year's Day. It's called New Year, New You, where I can help you reprogram you from head to toe. We're going to deal with all your programs to help you get this self-love thing down. So we're going to work on your isolation and give you structure to get rid of your program, so we can reprogram how you see rejection and make you the rejector. You're going to do the rejecting very soon. So that's what New Year's seminar is about. So go to the website that's on my page and you'll see it. Go to the front of my page and you'll scroll down and it'll say New Year, New You. That's on my website. So sign up. You see what I'm saying? So the only